The person who woke me up this morning woke me up because by 6:30, that individual has already made, let me look at the account specifically, has already had one Sonic trade this morning with a profit of $826. There's nothing minimum wage about that. That is living large. And this individual has no clue whatsoever what the financial market is about. And so what I want to share with you is something that is working for everybody. And for a fact, as we speak, over 1 million people have made profit this morning. So if you're new and somebody invited you to this place, the person has done you an incredible gesture to invite you for this presentation. Because before you join this morning, we have made money. So the question is, at the end of this presentation, will you make a decision that probably will give you the opportunity to make money the next time this trade happens? That's what the real question is. And I will share a few information, and that information will be the same for everybody. But the action you will take will be dependent on two things: your level of fear or your level of belief. But what I encourage you not to do is to listen to what I'm about to tell you from your experience. Because most of us, our experience are not fantastic. And so when you listen from that position, it colors everything you hear. So I crave your indulgence to listen exactly to what I'm saying. When you get the information correctly, then if you want to do analysis, you can go do analysis. But be open to take the information as it is. That is very important. Because a lot of the things you will hear, if you're new, you're hearing them for the first time. And they're happening in the world for the first time. So there's no reference point. So if you don't listen to it to make sense of it as it's being said, and as it's going to be shown to you, you might miss a lot of things. So I'll be very quick this morning. We've already lost some time already. What we're talking about here is that a company has done something simple but very profound. What it did is to bring technology innovation to the financial market. As simple as that is, in less than 3 years, that idea now supports over 1 million people. And you will agree with me, that's a successful number. So I'll do this very quickly. Just give me 1 minute. So this innovation is powered by technology. If you look at the page I'm sharing with you, it's called AITech. AITech means AI Technology Portal. So this is about bringing technology to the financial market. And what that technology innovation in the financial market has done is to make it possible that everybody can win. The system is set up that everybody can win. So imagine what companies like Facebook have done. They made it possible that everybody can have their own media company, essentially. That is what innovation does. And when you register, you have the opportunity of a free website. It's called Smart Funnel, right? And everybody can do that immediately at the end of this call. It gives you opportunity to have access to a video to explain everything about this in a very short while. And then you have some PDFs here to help you understand any other thing that you didn't get from the video. But you see this innovation, it has 3 steps. The first part is dealing with the Forex market, which is a multi-trillion-dollar market. The second part of this innovation is dealing with cryptocurrency, and that is powered by Bit1 cryptocurrency exchange. And the third part is the fact that when you earn money these other platforms, you will soon have the opportunity to get a card where you can send the money to and directly spend from there. Now, to qualify for this card, you need to have $250 working for you in the system, and you'll be able to receive that card free. Now, these 3 innovations, like I told you, is all housed under the AITech platform. And so we're going to start with talking about CopyX. CopyX is one that has to do with the Forex market, right? Now, CopyX means in full, copying an expert. I'll tell you why most people have problem with money. Because the Forex market is easy to access, everybody thinks they can become champion. Imagine somebody taking you this morning and putting you in the pilot seat to fly people from one location to the other. You know exactly what will happen. If I take you into a theater, I give you all the resources and all the tools and tell you to cut somebody open and make sure that person is alive, you know what will happen. But somehow when it comes to money, everybody claims to be a champion. That is why 3% of the world have more money than 97%. And it will continue to be so. But for the financial market, AI tech now makes it possible for you to jump over this hoop. and become profitable like more than 1 million people are this morning. I live in a country where in the morning, people have a lot of hold up getting to their places of work. Some of us are sitting at home and have made money, and that reached 1 million people. So if you're on this call and this is your first time, you don't have an account, pay very close attention. Now, how does this CopyX works? CopyX works with a regulated broker, the tool inside a regulated broker called Tag Market. Now, this broker is regulated and licensed both in South Africa and in Mauritius. Now, if you come to this website, you will see all that. This broker has also gone one step further to create some measure of comfort for people who want to work with this broker by getting a very reputable company to insure them. Now, this reputable company insuring them is called Lloyd's of London. It's a very powerful insurance company. It's an insurance company that is responsible for insurance of people like Air Peace, that you know, Lufthansa, all these big companies, right? And this insurance covers you up to $1 million. Now, it does not cover you for losses that you make. It covers you on the basis of if you open this page tomorrow, it doesn't show up. Insurance. Now, if you come here, you will see the certificate with the insurance policy number, and you can go run around to do this, right? So this is just to give you an idea, the seriousness of what is going on here. Of course, you can see the very bold statement. This is where people come to win. It's not where they come to learn. It's not where they come to look around. No. It's where they come to solve their money problem. And like I said, 1 million people have received solution this morning. Now, what is it that they did here? They removed two important distractions for people in this space. One is education. The other one is support from signals to participate in the market. So because it's a distraction, they made it free. And to tell you really that is a distraction, now that it's free, nobody's interested. That's not really what people are looking for. Everybody's looking for the outcome, profit in their pocket. So the last two innovations that they brought is the most important. So I'll talk about the first one first. It's called amplified account. Amplified account means that for the first time in the history of the Forex market, liquidity came downstairs. It came to the retail traders. It didn't go up. All of us on this call know that money doesn't come down, money goes up. I live in a country that is also a country where the richest man in Africa is living. If he needs billions tomorrow morning, the banks will make it available. If me and you want 1 million loan, they will give us a textbook as form to fill. That's the way it's structured, right? So for the first time, that blessing of liquidity did not go upstairs. It came to retail traders. Like I said in the beginning of this call, that money have reached over 1 million people. It's available for you this morning if you are new and interested. And so what is amplified account? I deposit $1,000, for example, I will receive $12,000 to engage in the market. If I deposit $1,000 promotionally, which is why we encourage people to act fast, you can get 24 times, which is $24,000. Now, when we do this presentation, people hear this, they say they want to think about it. The truth is, you can't wrap your mind around the fact that you put 1,000 and you get $24,000 real money to unless you try it. With any amount that you're comfortable with. If you're afraid, try. If you believe, try. By all means, try. So that you can see how the 24S works. You can see that if you make minimum of $10, it is withdrawing. Look at this here. Withdraw profits. This is not proper account or funded account, which is glorified. This is real liquidity coming from liquidity providers. It's real money. So there are no restrictions. It's just there is a drawdown of 10% if you're taking a 24x. I mean a 12x. If you take a 24x, it will be 5%. So what does that mean? It means if they give you extra loan of 12 times, you cannot lose more than 10% of the account. If they give you 24x, you cannot lose more than 5%. Now let's write this down so you see the numbers. I deposit 1,000. I choose amplified 12,000. So it's like I'm a Dangote distributor. They say if I bring 1 million, they will give me products worth 12 million. And then when I sell, I should keep 70% of the profit that they will take 30. There's nothing to think about. It's just to engage. It's as simple as that. Once you see it from that perspective, then you take opportunity of the offer. Now, if you deposit 1,000 and go for 24x, you get $24,000. Now, the drawdown for that is 5%. You can see in both examples, 1,200 is the drawdown. In this example that we're using 1,000 for. So which means you have more money, extra $200 to trade above your money. That is because Tag Market do not do advertisement. So they have their money and they prefer to use it to support a customer who has already come from wherever they came from, who have deposited money on their platform, rather than spending millions and chasing customers who will never come. Secondly, that money creates a buffer between your own 1,000 and the extra liquidity provider's money that you're using to trade. Because that money is a leverage money. You can't lose it, but you can leverage it to make money in the market. This particular innovation is the reason why 1 million people are happy. And I will demonstrate it to you. After this capitalization, people still have not become champions in trading. And so CopyX, which is a platform in tag that allows us to copy an expert, have given us the privilege to copy one of the most recognized copy trading system and strategy in the world called Sonic AI. And so I'm on my FX book, which is a platform not owned by Tag, not owned by me, which is an industry platform that validates what people say. So if you say you're a good trader, you can provide strategy. We don't want you to tell us. We want you to connect your live account. Stop talking. Connect your live account to my FX book. What we see here is what we believe. It's as simple as that. And so Sonic, with their over 15 years experience supporting institutional and industries, trading for insurance company, banks, and the big people, now is trading for me and you. Why are they doing that? Because we have 12x and 24x. Otherwise, our money is too small for this kind of people to trade for us. So you can see publicly here, their result of what they've done in the last 20 months is here, starting in November of 2024. Please, you can come to my FX book and check for Sonic AI. This is all the 20 months result that I just showed you. But let's look at the number because this is what is important here, right? Let me enlarge this a bit. So if you look at this, Sonic has delivered 1.16% for the last 20 months. Now, I know some of the new people will say, are we here for 1.1%? Yes, you are here for 1.1%. Now, 1.1% does not make sense when you fund $100 or $1,000 because 1% is $10. But 1% makes sense if it's traded on a $12,000 and you can withdraw the profit and keep 70%. 1% makes so much sense when you're trading on 24x and you can keep 70% of that profit. That is why 1 million people are here. And so when you hear 1%, it's not 1% on your deposit, it's 1% on the amplified account. And that, my friends, is profound. And when you see the power of this, I'm going to show you that in practical results, you will be amazed. Now, I'm happy to tell you that for 20 months, it's been profit back to back. But I also want to talk about risk. I say this and I say it loudly. Anytime somebody talks to you about trading and he never talks about risk or loss, you have two options. Break his head or run as fast as you can carry because it's not being fair to you. It's the same coin. But what you want to ask yourself is when it goes back, when the risk comes at play, when losses come in place, how bad can it get? It's not that it can't happen. It will definitely and always happen. Just get comfortable with that reality. It is how bad can it go, right? So if you look at drawdown, which is a key part of what we're doing here, remember that your 12x account has a maximum drawdown of 10%, and that of 24x has a maximum drawdown of 5%. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at this figure, drawdown 0.86. Look at where my cursor is. It means that Sonic AI Group have traded consistently for 20 months with a less than 1% risk. This is miracle. So you have the option, when it comes to example I gave you of a pilot, this is premium international pilot. It's not local helicopter pilot. 1%, less than 1% for 20 months. This is premium. Now, sometimes we'll have difficulties understanding what these figures mean. This platform have tools to help analyze it. So it's called advanced statistics. We're going to look at risk of ruin. What is risk of ruin? Risk of ruin is what can go bad and we lose our money. That's what risk of ruin is. Remember that we're dealing with 10%. Look at the last one, 10% for 12x rather, and 5% for 24x. So what is this system analyzing of Sonic strategy for 20 months? It's saying that, please read below. It will require 91 consecutive losing trades before you lose your 12x account. 91. I want you to keep that number in mind. Now, if it's 5%, it will be about 45 trades. So Sonic people, they have to lose loss 45 times in a row, and then we'll have problem. But the reality for 20 months, not projection in the future, what has happened, fact, in the last 20 months, they've only had 2 consecutive trades, maximum. So imagine the gap between 2 and 45. So you understand why people are taking the 24S as fast as they can take it, and are cleaning out with it. 2 versus 45. So I'm not saying you should believe what I'm saying. I'm not trying to convince you. I really don't have that energy. Because this morning I've made money without convincing you. See? So that's not the point. The point is I want you to look at this data that I'm sharing and make sense of this data. It's not what I'm saying. This is not the marketing presentation. If you like, do. If you like, don't do. I'm waiting for afternoon trade. It's just that simple, right? It is this data that gave us confidence. And that's why we're presenting it to you and see whether it will help you comprehend. But like I said, I had a lot of calls yesterday, and I like having Sunday calls because I challenge people in those calls. Say, please make sure you have a trading account before 12 midnight. We talk in the morning. And my phone has been buzzing since morning because those who did not listen to what I said, I posted the result already before 7 a.m. on their groups and their private messages. And only those who even took the offer and put $100 yesterday night, they now understand what I'm talking about from their experience. Because that's the only way pretty much you can convince an adult. This is what we're talking about. Now, we have a simple analogy for everybody. If you look at this properly, it can solve 2 problems for anybody who is serious with it. The first problem it can solve is you can put some money on this platform. First, you have to do a registration. Second, you have to do KYC because if they don't know you, they're not taking your money. This is a regulated platform. You must be KYC compliant before you can even deposit money. Secondly, when you deposit that money, you have 2 options. Option number 1 is to have an account that allows you to generate enough money to cancel your expenses. That is very important. Option number 2 is that you now have the possibility to take this offer and start creating possibilities in the future. And I will show you what exactly I mean by that. But before I do that, I want to show you something, especially for the new people, to give you the privilege to understand what this 24S means in practice and how powerful it is in terms of growing your money and providing real income, right? Not minimum wage income, living wages. This is very important. And I can assure you, if you know how the money you are going to use to survive this month will come, you already know. You will feel different this month. And Tag, AITech, and Sonic is doing that for people. And it can also do it for you. So just give me 1 minute to share another screen so that you can further understand what I'm saying. Okay. I want you to look at this account. And this account is 6,411. Divided by 24 gives you an idea where this account is, right? 6411. Okay, let's do that for everybody's sake. 61. Is it 61 or 6411? So 6411, yes. Divided by 24. Oh, sorry. Divided by 24. So this account is about 267. And ladies and gentlemen, he made $4 this morning. So that's more than 1%. You see, I had the option to get you excited and say, please join Tag. Connect to something, you make 1%, over 1% every day. You say they've come again. And then it will look like what you think you know, and you wouldn't get the memo. This account will make more than 1% of your deposit because it has a 24 times extra money added to it as an amplification. This is the power of 24x. It's not marketing tool. It's not hype. This is the reality. You did not make $4 from $267, you made $4 from 6,411. That, my friends, is the power of 24x. So imagine you want to think about this, which is okay, right? And when you are done thinking, this offer is gone. You are stuck with $267. And that's why people lose money, because they want to hammer with that tiny, significant money. This, my friends, is the reality. That because of 24x, you can do more than 1% legitimately with a risk of less than 1% from your account. That's what this is about. And I hope it's clear to everybody. Now, when it comes to tag, all of us have different beliefs. And those our beliefs show in what our accounts look like. This is somebody's account on tag. While some people made $4, this account made 41,565. Don't freak out. Everybody is at different levels. Like I said, the new people on this call, even the old people, everybody is acting either based on their fear or based on their belief, which is very late, right? Now, this account, don't freak out, is $65 million plus somebody's account. Just to help you understand, last week, this person added $1.5 million on this account. You can see it, 750 amplified 24x, 18 million. He did that 2 times, right? 2 good times last week. And you can see the kind of profit he's now making now. $41 for one trade. Somebody else made $4. Another person made a different kind of money, right? Let me show you the result of the person who woke me up this morning. This is the profit he woke up to see. This is not minimum wage at all. Just to give you perspective, this account, you can see all the withdrawals between 9th and today. Has done withdrawal of 1,500, 300 and something. This profit he withdrew, he got today. Every Wednesday and Friday, he will withdraw, right? So you can imagine why he woke me up. It's not minimum wage, it's living wage, right? But this is based on what he has funded. So all of us are getting the same trade. The only result is, or difference is, what it is that you funded. And it's not my responsibility to tell you what. And please, your funding should not be guided by what is the minimum. Your problem does not look minimum when it comes. When we do this presentation, we'll make a simple suggestion. Fund an account at whatever belief level that you have. That's not the point. Just fund. After 1 week, we will see whether if we withdraw your profit, whether it is up to 25% of your living expenses. If it's not, the wrong funding, whether it's minimum or maximum, is inconsequential, does not solve your problem. So let's say you spend 200,000 every month. We need you to have an account that every Friday you can withdraw an equivalent of 50,000. If you have that experience once, you do not come to this call again. You know what to do with yourself. It's as simple as that. When you fund minimum and it does not have any impact in your life, it looks as if nothing is going on. So the funding you should have is based on generating enough money to cancel your expenses, not minimum that has no bearing to anything. Once you do that, then we'll have a second suggestion for you. It's called taking advantage of compounding. Take, for example, the account you just saw, $267. I'm going to come down because if you make 1% on 24x, if they take away 30%, you have about 16%, right? Already you've seen actual life trade today is 1% for your account. So let's not go there. But I'm going to use 10%. I like always going down so that you have something better and you're more excited. So if I have 10% and I compound it for 60 months. 60 months is 5 years.
Okay. So I want you to look at this. We're doing 267 and we're doing 10%. And I said 60 months is a good time. If you have problem with 60 months, probably you're not planning to be alive for the next 60 months. So it's not a long time period. And the reality is things are going to get harder. It's one reality I want you to accept. Don't be emotional about it. So long as the governments of this world have the right to print money anytime they want, there will be what is called inflation. It will have a direct impact on the prices of everything, period. That's it. So school fees is going to be more expensive. Fuel is going to be more expensive. Food item is going to be more expensive. So you must design a personal plan, because nobody has plan for you, on how to be able to be ready to survive in the next 5 years and beyond. So if you compound for 10% here on a monthly basis, this is the kind of result you will get. 81,000 from a $260. An amount of money that you can spend on one kaftan and one shoe to go for one wedding. And a lot of the women on this call are wearing human hair Peruvian. That is more expensive than $267. So either way, this money can go, right? Just for context. But this potential, by leveraging 24x and the trading experience and capacity of Sonic AI people, this is what it can give you. Now, without touching any of these figures or the percentage on the time, if I change the time at which I compound from monthly to weekly, the money goes up from $81 to 81,000 to 100,000. This is what is called compound interest. This is the reason it's called eighth wonder of the world. For most people, they hear it, they haven't experienced it in their bank balance before. I encourage you to use Sonic to try. This is an increase of almost 19,000. See? The only reason most people will not do this is they look at the result in the first month is $27.75. It's small. And they overestimate what they should get in 1 month. But they underestimate what can happen in 1 year. In 1 year, it's $82 you are compounded. In 2 years, it goes to 269. That's going up by a factor of 10 in 2 months. It is not that this time is long. I mean, people do so already for Christmas and things like that. So people participate with discipline in what they believe in. And I'm sharing this with you not to convince you, but to give you the privilege of building your own belief. Those who are saving money, contributing money to spend it in 2 weeks called Christmas, it's just belief, it's mindset, and they don't feel it's far. But to build their health, they don't want to do that either. So this is why we suggest people have 2 accounts. One account to help you generate money. Sorry, guys, 1 second. One account to help you generate money. The other account to help you buy freedom and do whatever it is you want to do with money in the future. He also does 2 things for you, because this is not just about doing this, right? It's about creating an outcome from this experience for you. So when I have one account, I'm compounding, it secures me for the future. When I have another account that I'm withdrawing and using to survive, what does it do for me? It gives me a possibility to have that much needed monthly, weekly income to manage my expenses. But the capital that is there has the potential for me to have access to it if I have an emergency. Because after 30 days, you have access to your capital if you're not compounding. So while it's sitting there generating income, if there's something very quickly I can do, I can just go do that and generate that income and come back. That, my friends, is profound. Rather than allowing money lie fallow and don't generate anything. Now, I will round up by showing you a practical example of what I just said now, so you can appreciate what we're sharing with you here. Just give me 1 minute. So look at this account. The one that the excited owner of it woke me up this morning. I want to take this history to 3 months. So you see when this account started. I want to show you something. You can see consistency of withdrawal, because this withdrawal is using it to fund running cost of a company that is running. So it generates money, it sends it. You buy diesel, do all the things they need to do to keep that. You can see the consistency of the withdrawal. But I want to show you something. Because this account is not compounding,
I want you to see this profit withdrawal, 624. The PF deduction that you see there is the one they take out every Saturday, 30% of the profit for the week. The next balance you can see is capital withdrawal. So this was about 6,100 or so. And so when you withdraw part of that, your capital, they will remove also the equivalent of 24x from the trading balance. And you can see 144. Now, the same person who did this, I want you to see what happens subsequently. You can see deposits. He deposited back more than what he took out. So whatever he took out to go and do was a good thing. He was also able to come back and top more funds. You can also see topping more funds. This is what happens when you have an account that you're using to run expenses that you don't compound. Capital is available for you to pull out. Somebody is sick, we need urgent money. We go there, take it. When we balance out, we put it back, and it keeps generating our living expenses. So all of us will listen to this presentation. But if you don't design a personal plan on how to maximize this, you will be one of the pedestal participants. Don't let that be you. So look at this critically. But most importantly, if you are here, you don't have an account, activate account. You might participate in the afternoon trade. If you snooze, you lose. It's as simple as that. So whether you're afraid, I understand. You believe, I understand. These are two things I can't help you with. You have to come to your own conclusions about them. But whatever of these poles you are, take a decision at that level so that you can have a personal experience of a 12x result or a 24x result. When you do that, your belief will start building, and then you can take a decision on what to do. While we're supporting each other, sharing this information, Tag is sharing part of their own money, which is Lord's commission. They're also sharing part of the profit, up to 25%, just in case you think it's not big money. Last month, Sonic made $160 million profit, aka 40 million was for sharing. So if you say you don't want to participate, it's okay. But that money has been shared. And this month on will be shared. And all that is required to participate in this sharing is share this information with you and have $250. And you participate in sharing 40 million. It's as simple as that. And if you step up a little bit and provide leadership, they give you perks. And I'll round up by telling you this. This was one of the most profound things I heard last week. Multiple people have qualified for a $1.2 million house because they're doing this same thing me and you are doing. Let me repeat that again. More than 2 people have qualified for $1.2 million free house. Let that sink in. Those are the same people whose accounts are trading $40,000 a day. Ask yourself, on what level do you want to play? This is not to get anybody excited because it requires work, discipline, and responsibility to do. It's not free money. But ask yourself, the way you are behaving with this business, that other people are making this kind of money, what do you need to change to get that result? The result is available. But you have to engage like somebody who wants to get it. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time.